What's up, everybody? This is your boy Leveled Head back with another Live and Level Gamers podcast. I got the crew back once again, minus one person that is K Bum 20. Hopefully he jump in when he can, if he can. But I have my partner in crime. What's up, Mr. L Live 08? Introduce yourself.
It's Mr. L Live 08.
Okay, get straight to it. All right, and we also have back with us once again, John Shaw, Full Effect Gaming. What's up, John?
What's going on, people? It's John Shaw here.
All right, and we just came to jump on. You know, we try to do this, try to keep something up weekly, and sometimes every 2 weeks, however we feel like getting on here. But we just wanted to jump on and talk about some gaming again. So it's been a big doozy that has taken place this week. That's pretty much been the talk of gaming, which is the passing of Iwata, the president of Nintendo. But before we go there and go to our other topics, John, what you been gaming on, man?
You know what? I ain't been gaming on nothing this week. I haven't. Yeah, now I just think I haven't done nothing this week.
Man,
Since last time I haven't done nothing.
you haven't even picked up a controller?
Nope, nothing.
You sound like me. I don't.
That's true. I haven't picked up nothing at all.
Wow. Okay, so I mean, have you been working on like anything else, like
I think I've been asleep.
cameras and stuff like that?
I've been asleep and watching anime.
Okay, what's that? What you been doing with the anime?
I've been watching that with that Naruto.
Okay.
And it's some other stuff. I can't remember the names because I was like, sometimes I just be watching stuff. I don't be looking at the names of the titles or nothing.
Okay. Now, are you watching this on Netflix or Hulu? What?
I got Crunchyroll and I got the Funimation app.
Crunchyroll, like these free apps?
No, this is Crunchyroll is like a paid thing. It's like you get a subscription thing.
Okay.
Just like Netflix and stuff, but it's all anime and stuff like that. And so it's the same thing with Funimation. It's all anime.
Okay.
So basically, like sometimes if certain titles I'll watch, like I'm looking for them, stuff like that. But most of the stuff that I've been keeping up with is like the season has ended or whatever. So right now I just been like, I'll just click on something and watch it. You know what I'm saying? Also, since I sometimes I watch stuff at work or whatever, so sometimes I can go through a season in like 2 or 3 days.
All right. Okay.
Sometimes I don't even be paying attention to what the titles is. I just start watching stuff.
Have you been checking out? Well, I don't know how into the animations you are. You know they got the new Dragon Ball Z Super.
I haven't. I didn't want to start on that yet. Till I want to wait till it gets to a few more episodes.
Oh, so is it in Japan? Do you got to read it or is it translated yet?
I don't know. I think you probably. Most of mine I do the Japanese and do the I read the subtitles or whatever.
Okay.
But I just haven't really looked at it because I don't think I finished the Buu saga on the other Dragon Ball. I think I got to like Kid Buu and then I think I lost track of it after that.
Okay. All right. I got a question for you, man. I already got another topic that we can talk about. And I'll bring it up later on in the podcast. I want to see what you think about it. All right, Live, what you been gaming on, man? Don't be like John and say you ain't been gaming on nothing.
Man, I'm like John. I'm like John, man. I when they announced, Still Water died, it's like, basically I've been watching Black Dolomite and Black Jesus and I forgot the other two kids. I basically been binge watching on Hulu. That Black Dolomite, man. That first episode, man, with that frog. Oh my Lord. and Black Jesus, man. That show needs to be on cable, man.
Yeah.
They need to make more of that. I like that show. But for the most part, I went out to the flea market and I was tempted to buy a DS. It was only like $25. I was tempted to buy it, but then again, I was like, oh man, I was like, well, I might as well. So I went and bought the DS. You know,
I guess he fell out. I don't know what happened. See, this was happening last week too. People
I thought
dropping.
something happened to me. I was like, oh, what happened?
Let's see if I can get them back in here. Technical difficulties. So anyway, as far as me, I haven't been gaming on anything myself. Neither.
We the anti-gamer podcast. No.
I haven't, man. I was going to play. Me and my boy at work, 'cause we both got the Batman for the new Batman Arkham Knight. He got it on the PlayStation 4. Of course, I got it for the one. And we was talking about it. And he's like, "Did you get it yet?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, I've been had it for a while." So he asked me where I was in it, and we got to talking and come to find out he a little bit farther than me and disclosed some information that I wasn't ready to hear yet. But I was planning on John Live is back. Okay, I was planning on playing it, but dude, I get home from work, I sit down and that's it. I don't pick up no controller. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's age. I don't know what it is, man.
This week, it's been hot outside. Cause I know you in Missouri too, so I know it's hot over there.
Right. It's been scorching. I come home. I really ain't trying to sit down. I don't know what it is, man. I made that video, and that took. Well, I made that video, and then while I was making that video, Live called me and told me about Iwata passing. So I stopped and started to look into that, and then so I dropped the video paying my condolences and sharing my thoughts on it, and then I made the video the next day, and that took a lot of editing. I don't know if y'all saw that video or not, but when I was talking about what type of Nintendo fan are you and all that, so
Yeah, I saw that one. That was funny.
so it took a while to edit that, and you got to be in a mindset to be funny like that, and that's all off the top of the dome. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of takes, and that took all night doing that. So then then Wednesday, then Tuesday through today, I just haven't played. And I haven't played nothing. I didn't play nothing last week, so I don't know what it is, man. I just haven't been playing. So, but I have, like I said, I've been back on my, I'm really into the sports thing. I've been checking out the trades and the signings and all that stuff, and also, with Dez Bryant and all them getting their money today, I've been on that type of stuff, but I haven't been playing no games, man. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you need a break.
Yeah, it's leading into our second topic, but I know you said you don't have much to say on this first topic. But John, Live, you back?
yeah.
All right, go ahead and finish what you were saying, man.
I was saying that I was at the flea market and I said, well, I wasn't going to get the DS. It was only like $25, but I went ahead and got a couple of games for it, But like you said, I really haven't had a chance, to sit down and really, play any games. It's just I don't know what it is. Like you said, it might be age, the heat outside is so hot here in South Carolina. It's just you got to stay in the house, just to beat the heat.
Mm-hmm. You're right. It's been hot, man. So you bought a Alienware, an Xbox OG. Now you got the DS. You spending a lot on gaming, but you ain't gaming.
I ain't gaming, man. Not this week. Not this week. Really, I haven't been touching anything. Like I said, I've been watching, basically, Black Dolomite and, Black Jesus, I've been, binge watching on Hulu. NXT, I've been watching that, I've been watching Canadian Football League. I've been watching soccer, the Pan American Games. I've been looking at that. I
Okay.
mean, we can talk about the ESPYS and them giving Kathleen, Caitlyn Jenner, award last night.
Now, hold on. See, I didn't see it, but see, I don't even. This might be controversial. What was the original? What was his original name? Let me say it like
Bruce Jenner.
it's always gonna be Bruce Jenner to me, and I know that might sound wrong.
Whatever, it ain't wrong. It is what it is.
Now,
You
so I
can't,
mean, I know that that's not politically, that's
it ain't matter about that.
folks. It ain't no game stuff to talk about. We're gonna talk about Iwata and some, and our thoughts on that. But really, it ain't really much game talk. But let me state this. I don't get a chance to. I got another podcast that I don't share on this side of that I kind of talk about these things. But this how I feel. Now, of course, I'm a God-fearing man, so I have those beliefs, and I believe that I'm not for that, but at the same time I understand in the society we live in that is your right to identify however you want to identify. But I say this, to me, it's an insult to women for a man to have a sex change and all of a sudden now he's a woman. I just, it's hard for me to, you could, that's what you want to do, but I believe all transgenders should have to disclose that information, different than a person that has, illnesses like diseases and stuff like that should have to disclose that. But I don't get that. I mean, I don't know if I'm wrong for that, but I know I'm not wrong for it, but I know cats might find that very offensive, but I really don't care.
They just want to have to be offended.
How you feel about that, John? I mean, I know you.
Well, that's a man.
That's a man. Okay.
That's a man. No matter what you do, no matter what you try to do, you're a man. You can't have no baby. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You know what I'm saying? No matter what little organs you try to change up in there, you're still a man. You still got man. You ain't got no ovaries. You ain't got none of that. You a man. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm sitting here like, and I know this is considered, and I don't see why it's controversial. I really don't, and it's confusion to me. Like, if you want to live that lifestyle and you like men and you a man and you do what you do. I'm not gonna tell you not to do, or that's your right. But changing your stats.
But don't be trying to say that's brave. That ain't brave. That's you just retarded.
So I don't understand, and it's this whole agenda. Because I didn't watch the ESPYs, and I'm glad I didn't. Because had I saw that, I would have been kind of to. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the BET Awards, and everybody
he got the award over that girl that was dying of cancer. That did the basketball thing or whatever. I think it was basketball. He got the award over her, got the award over some other people. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's people risking their lives and stuff. You talk and they're just really struggling and really fighting for stuff that's really
means something.
That means something that's supposed to be for being bravery and stuff. And you get an award for bravery because you had a sex change. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's so irritating. It's like, and they act like he's the first transgender person in the world or something.
Right. It really, like I said, is an agenda, man, and they trying to push this agenda. And everybody that's saying she now, like I got on to my one of my partners, man. He got a podcast, and he deal with more current events and pop culture and current news, and they were saying, she this and she. I was like, dude, why y'all saying she, man? That's a dude, man. Let's stop with the nonsense. I understand that this is what this current society is on, but we growner than that. We older, we adults. I don't care how nuanced and how whatever you want to call it you are. That's a dude, man. Let's stop. Let's stop insulting women. Let's stop insulting men. Let's stop insulting genetics and DNA. It's a man. At the end of the day, like you articulated, it's a man. But we ain't here to talk about no whatever his name is. Let's move on. So anyway, none of us has been gaming this week, obviously. That is sad, man. We ain't. I'm sorry, people. Hey, we got lives. I'm sorry. Picking up a controller ain't possible every week. But just like making videos ain't possible every week. Super Brother said something that I was laughing so hard, but it was so true. It's like, dude, I don't understand how cats make videos every day. But anyway, so let's jump into this news, man. First of all, as I'm pretty sure all you guys know, the president of Nintendo passed away on Sunday. It's kind of crazy that the week kicked off.
Saturday.
It was Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, he passed away Saturday and it was announced Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, so he passed Saturday. I thought he passed it at that moment you had told me. I thought it had just got announced that he had passed. So I was associated with that Sunday. But anyway, Iwata is no longer with us. For as a Nintendo fan, watching him and watching the directs and E3 conferences and digital events that all the stuff he was doing. Like I said, I already shared my thoughts and things like that. Like it was something John said. I didn't. It's hard, I sympathize with anybody losing their life. Life is precious, and someone losing their life is never. What I'm saying, even if deserved, still ain't. It's still kind of sad in my book. But to see this happen to this dude, 55 years old, see him fighting for his life and still willing to come out and show his face on camera when he lost the weight and fighting through that pain to I guess bring the news and share the latest of Nintendo with us. You know what I'm saying? I gained a little bit even more respect for him, not knowing him personally. But when I heard about it, it kind of made me, like I was telling John alive, it made me kind of reflect on my pop's past dealing with, cancer and things like that. And it make you realize how precious life is. But I'm going to give these guys an opportunity, if they choose to share their thoughts on Iwata, starting with live, share your thoughts on Iwata, his contribution to gaming and different things that he's done. Just share what you got to say.
I mean, I want to thank Live for giving me the opportunity to express my condolences, to Mr. Iwata and his family, here on Alive and Level, podcast. Mr. Iwata has done, great things, for gaming. He started, working at HAL, laboratories and making games, and he did the balloon fight. He worked on Smash Brothers Melee. He bought us the Wii. He bought us the DS. 101 Wii sold. Second best console. Besides the PlayStation 2 with 155 million. Sold. So this guy, he has done a lot for gaming, inside and out. It's just gonna be sad now that he's not gonna be able, to pass the reins to to someone else. It's gonna be like by default now. They're gonna have to put somebody into place versus like when he was chosen to be put, as the new leader of Nintendo. He started out when he was 40 years old. Now, he passes away at the age of 55. That's only 15 years. I mean, even he can say, himself, well, I had a good run. I had a good run A lot of people wouldn't say it, now because, of the Wii U in this situation, But for the most part, I think Iwata has done, a great job. I mean, a great job for him to not have to fire his people and cut back, and all of that stuff, when Sony was cutting people and getting rid of studios, and when Microsoft was closing studios and getting rid of people and cutting back and still cutting back now, you don't hear that from Nintendo. What you hear is Mr. Iwata took a pay cut, and he told his higher ups to take a pay cut too. That's called integrity. When you have someone that's gonna go and do it, that's take the bulls by the horn themselves and say, look, we're not gonna get rid of our people. We're not gonna do that. What we're gonna do, we're gonna cut our salary to adjust to everything, make a better game plan, and hopefully, we can start, making profits again, and which they did. So, Iwata, you may not like the business decisions that he made, but it was the smart business decisions, down the road. This man had a vision about how video games, was going to be played. Like I said, when he came out with the Wii, he didn't jump into HD, right then and there. He said, well, I don't think, we're ready, for HD, quite yet. And which he was right. He was right in some, in some area. He was right. I mean, the Wii to me was a great system. It was a great system. It just, I think it was the controls. People didn't like the controls, and third parties just put shovelware in it because they didn't understand, but they couldn't deny it because it had that install base. If the Wii U had that install base, they'll be putting games on that. So Iwata has done a whole lot for gaming, and like I said, I just thank and appreciate the time he was here from what he did, for gaming. And I just, it's not a time uh to reflect on the negativity and on the sadness. We should be happy, you know. We should be happy as gamers, and I know it's gonna be hard, for some people to, to game and stuff like that, and to continue on. You got some people out here that's kind of cruel hearted and make jokes, ha, your Wii U is dead now. Your president is dead. That's just retarded. That's just retarded. Have some sympathy, have some respect for yourself, and have some respect, for Mr. Iwata. He, like I said, he has done a lot for gaming. But that's my view. That's my viewpoint of it. It like I said,
People really doing that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah.
I'm glad I don't follow people like that.
There's been a lot of like Live was saying, there's been a lot of cats making videos. Some, like he said, directly just being, cruel and pretty much insensitive. But what can you expect when people can find more compassion or more thought to call a man a woman than to be respectable when a person lose their life? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But some was, already, they pay their condolences and say they sorry to hear that he's gone, but it's better for Nintendo and cause now they can correct the ship. Stuff. It's like, wow. Even right now, what's his name? Michael Pachter is getting ate up because he shared his condolences. Now, I won't say I feel the same way that other folks are trying to hit Pachter. I don't even like Pachter myself, but he was just being honest, in my opinion. He said that he rode Iwata really hard. You know what I'm saying? As a whatever he was. I still don't understand Michael Pachter's role in game, and I still don't get. I know he crushed numbers and predict the way the market is going to swing and things like that, but his insight in game, and I don't get the respect he get. I don't get it. Didn't get it with hip hop
It's more.
gamers. Get them all that respect.
It's
Didn't,
more. He's more of a. He's like an advisor for investors.
yeah, I know that's
So
what I'm
people.
saying. A number cruncher and stuff, but
So
what?
when you think about when you have to look at what he's talking about, he's not talking about it from our standpoint. He's talking about it from an investor standpoint, and from like who are you gonna throw your money behind? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so when he talks, so like yeah, some of the things he says is kind of outlandish sometimes as far as a gamer standpoint. But when you talk about money and how to invest your money, how to capitalize on that money,
Uh-huh.
he makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I've seen Michael Pachter in two lights though. You know, like when he's serious, he don't say the same stuff as when he on them. Like if he on game trailers or if he at E3 sitting on the roster talking about the three conferences that back in the day when Nintendo was showing up at E3 and on the floor, Nokia Center, or whatever that Nokia Theater or whatever it was, Nokia Theater, I think it was. But now it's Microsoft Theater. Go figure. But he his way of talking then versus when he around the accountants on a serious tip is totally two different people. And like to listen to him, like if it's all about the numbers and all about the sales data and all that, there's no way he could have said a lot of the stuff he said looking at them, especially with the Wii and the DS. But he was saying all that negative stuff even then about them systems. So I never understood his relationship. But go ahead and talk, man. My phone going off. Go ahead.
You know, I mean, I don't. Me personally, the death of Iwata doesn't affect me positively or negatively. It's it's like I'm sorry that he lost his life or whatever and stuff like that. It's sad. Sorry, saying condolences to his family or whatever. But as far as that, I don't know him, so what I'm saying, I don't feel what other people are feeling. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but I don't have that connection with anybody in the game industry like that because I stay objective to it, and it's consumerism. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's all it is to me. It's consumerism and my entertainment. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, he lost his life, and it sucks. And you know what I'm saying? And for people to like, I mean, like me, I can't say I feel anything for him, but sad. Other than it's messed up that he lost his life. But for people to say the things that they're saying, that because I guess I heard some other people say some stuff people have been saying some stuff, but I mean it's disrespectful. But I mean it's like you can't really be surprised about it. It's like this the people we have in this world. You know what I'm saying? It's people that we have people that worship these consoles and they really take this war to heart. So it's like I don't know. It's not really nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just hey, everybody handle it and take it, a little different than others. So
Just think about it. You know what I'm saying? People ready to cut each other's throat over video games. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, like you're gonna have some insensitive people about death and stuff. I mean, but really, the internet has just brought out a lot of cynical people. You know what I'm saying? They
right.
really.
Well, I wasn't referring to that. I was talking about like when you were saying that you didn't know him, so it's really hard for you to really speak on it.
I mean, yeah, but I don't see that here. Like, I don't when I game, I don't care who made the game.
Right.
I know a lot of people feel different like that. They want to know who made the game, all that. I don't care who made the game because yes, you could be a great game developer, but that doesn't mean the next game you make is going to be great. And you could be a poor game developer, but that doesn't mean the next game you're going to make is going to be poor. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I don't get into it like that. I don't put my feelings into it like that. My feelings go towards, does this game do what I wanted to do, and is it going to entertain me, and that's what I'm going to buy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I understand.
Now, if it would be a different story if they were just giving me all this stuff for free, and I didn't have to work for it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to go to work, go to 9 to 5, and work pay my money for these games and for this system. Maybe it'd be a different story. Maybe I would be more. Maybe my feelings would be more involved in who makes the games and who does the games and stuff like that. But as far as me spending my money is, I don't care who you are. If your game is right, if your game ain't right, then I just ignore you.
Right. I understand that, but like I understand your position. No, you because I'm gonna tell the truth. Before YouTube, I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't have knew who Iwata was. Outside of I would knew. Well, let me take that back. I knew who Iwata was, but I didn't know him as well as I know him now. And I know that's might sound a little crazy, but I didn't. I knew his face. I knew when he talked on at the E3s and you know what I'm saying and things like that. But doing this channel, you got to study to show yourself approval. In my opinion, is you got to study. You got to look up and find out what's going on if you're gonna sit here and talk with any type of knowledge and being informed. So I started to research and study some of these dudes and look at their history and you know their credentials and different things that they have done and contribution to gaming. And that's when I like, wow, I didn't know Iwata did that. I didn't know Iwata made Balloon Fight. I didn't know Iwata had something to do with Kirby. I didn't know all that. I wouldn't even care to know. But now that I do this, been doing it for a while, I gain respect. Now, one thing I will say about Iwata that I said it in my own personal video is, to me, Iwata was different from any and every other president of a gaming company. Like, Iwata was different to me. Like, he wasn't just a president.
He took chance.
And he took chances, you know, and I'm not going to say other presidents didn't take chances. What I'm saying is Iwata had a more hands-on, behind-the-scene, know what the developer thinking and opera because he was a developer. Then also he thought like gamers because, you know, he is a gamer. That famous line he said on my card, you know, on my business card, I'm a president. In my mind, I'm a developer. In my heart, I'm a gamer. And it's like he really resonated that, you know, willing to go against the grain when folks will call him crazy, and you got the Michael Pactors and the IGNs and the, you know, game trailers and all those laughing at Nintendo, joking Nintendo, and sometimes justified, a lot of times not, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, he did his thing despite what the masses thought he should do. And if we be real, if we just let the dust settle and look at it, who has made the most money in this gaming industry over the last 15 years than Nintendo? Who?
Nobody.
Nobody. They might. I mean, and that's. I was sitting there thinking about that. And it made me like, wow. And it made me respect the dude even the more. It's like I might not like every decision he made. I might not like every choice he went with. But if you look at the Wii to the Wii U to the DS to the 3DS and you just look at that span, that's the most money Nintendo has ever seen, to the point they got his pic. The reason you knew who Iwata was because of the picture of him laughing with money shooting everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So,
yep.
You know, that was Iwata. That was how we got to know Iwata. He printed money. And you know, so it's incredible how now that he's passed, cats want to come out and be honest about it. But when he was alive, that he was the butt of everybody's joke.
That's another thing why I said like I don't involve my feelings into that stuff, because
right
now everybody's jumping on his coattail. Everybody's, oh, poor Iwata, oh, he was such this, he was all this. But like 2 weeks ago, y'all was all calling for him to be fired.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody was talking about, oh, he needs to be fired. He needs to be this. Last year, y'all was trying to crucify him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now he died. Now everybody, oh, poor. I was like, no, come on, stop that.
Right, and there's a lot of, there's a lot of that going on right now. A lot of cats that clown, and it just shows, like, it's one thing to disagree, like me. I say myself, it was decisions that Iwata made and that Nintendo made that I thought were not wise decisions. And I shared that. But it's a difference between disagreeing with a decision and then just trolling a company and trolling a person Like, and then you find it all of a sudden now you want to jump up. Oh, he was a good man, dude. You've been trolling this dude for the last. You've been trolling this dude for pretty much a decade. Now you want to. Oh, he was a wonderful genius. How was he a genius if you was trolling him like that? So, it's sad, but at the same time, like one person put it, he got the last laugh, man. Because if you look at it, and we're gonna go into this in a second. Out of the three, he was actually the one really transcending and pushing game into a different place. The blue ocean strategy, getting the grandmas and the grandpas, the aunts and uncles, getting the people that you would never have called a gamer to game. Sony nor Microsoft could have pulled that off. And Iwata pulled that off to the point that he made Sony and Microsoft come up with their own way to reach into that pool of gamers. And with the Kinect and the Move, and then with the Wii U, and then you got the Smart Glass, and then the Vita tried to mirror the gamepad. So Iwata's been leading the pack, even though in most eyes.
This is what I want to ask the question.
Yeah.
We attribute all this to Iwata, but how much of it is really him?
Like, well, come to find out, that's what I'm saying. I would have said it was. I would have said a few months ago. I would have said it was.
Like, yeah, we all know Kojima makes Metal Gear, right?
Yeah.
But he's not really making Metal Gear. He's just the lead on Metal Gear. Like, yes, all the buck stops at him, but it's his team that makes the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, from what I understand and what I've read, a lot of these decisions were like the DS was Iwata's idea. That wasn't like the gamepad was Miyamoto's idea, from my understanding, if I'm not mistaken. I know for a fact the DS, the dual screen, that was Iwata's idea.
No.
It wasn't?
No.
Who idea was it?
If you remember, back in the day, it was this system that was called a Game and Watch.
Right, it was from the game. I'm just talking about like taking that and making it into the DS. That was Iwata's idea. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he came up with the technology. I'm saying he came up with the idea to go that direction.
Yeah, basically, he just took that idea, and brought it forth.
Right.
To this day and era.
Right. Now, as far as the Wii, I don't know if that was necessarily, I think he might have just been president and the Wii was created under him. But I know from what I've been reading and commentate, what people been saying, I've been hearing, Iwata had a lot to do with the DS. A lot of hands-on to do with the DS,
And see during that time, Yamauchi was still, giving Iwata, tips and giving him guidance, about certain things. So Yamauchi, I think was a big influence with the DS and the Wii. I think he was a big influence with those two, but when he passed away, when was it? 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was a little bit.
Yeah, when he passed away, those 2 years ago, I think, that's when I think, things kind of lost focus, because Iwata probably, he didn't feel like, he had Yamauchi, to turn to, anymore. To ask about, what he thinks about this or what he thinks about that,
Right.
He didn't have.
Also, you gotta look at this too, live. Nintendo was in a bad place when Iwata took over. They wasn't financially, they wasn't strapped. Like, they just had came off the handheld was doing what it was doing. It was still doing good, but they came off two horrible, and at that time were considered horrible. But looking at the Wii U, those did fairly decent. The GameCube and the N64 didn't sell near as much as they was expecting. They made money off of it. They ain't going to no hole, but the Iwata took over at a time when Nintendo was pretty much. That's when the whole it ain't gonna be around long. Message started happening when especially after the GameCube, and then the Wii release, and that's under his leadership, and then of course the DS and all that, all under his leadership, and all of a sudden it's the biggest boom in gaming since the PlayStation 2, and the PlayStation 2 only got that many sales because they sold it forever. You know what I'm saying? That thing sold through. I think they still selling PlayStation 2s, but
Yep.
so I mean, the Wii sold like that in under. The Wii sold that many systems in the time period of 4 years. It sold that. Maybe it sold, maybe I'll say about, I'll give it another 100, 200,000 since, I'll say since, they probably sold a couple of million since, but it reached that number pretty much before the Wii even died, and it reached into the hundreds before they even put the Wii U on the market. And that's some incredible, whether he was directly involved, whether he allowed whoever's idea it was to run with it, you got to credit him for being smart enough to see that this could win, and taking chances and it panning out for him. So, but for that period, it changed gaming as we know it. I mean, the way we controlled games, the way we interacted with our games, we had never interacted that way, with dual screen. The DS is responsible for the smartphone right now. A lot of ideas that's in the iPhones and the Samsung Galaxy Tab phones all was kind of based around what the DS was doing. It was revolutionary. So you got to get this man. You got to get a man some respect. Whether you liked him, loved him, knew him, didn't care, the whole nine. When you look at his resume, is one to give a lot of respect to. So that's all I was saying.
You know what I thought was interesting that I had looked up is him and Ken Kugiagi was good friends. I guess a lot of people didn't know that, but when Ken got fired, when he quit, from Sony,
Yeah,
I wanted to bring him in and hire him at Nintendo. It was all a go. I don't know what happened, but it was all a go. But Ken was like, you know what, I'ma just start my own company and just be neutral.
I just read about that a day ago. I didn't know that. I either read about it or was watching a YouTube video. I may have been watching Mr. T, and he kind of talked on that. I think that's who. I forgot who did it, but I did hear that. But anyway, like I said, it's gonna be sad, man. We gonna stay here too long. It's gonna be sad. Not seeing him around anymore. Not seeing his charisma and his approach to relaying news and information. It's gonna be different, but I'm pretty sure things will pan out, for Nintendo, and hopefully they find the right successor to take over and lead from here. So right now, I think it's Miyamoto and another guy who's going to be handling things until they find a new president. So I saw pictures of the wait, and that was, that was all today, and then the funeral is tomorrow. So, but anyway, let's move on, man. Rest in peace, Iwata. Good run, and appreciate and everything that you've done for gaming. That's from me, and I'm pretty sure all y'all feel the same. So, let's move on, man. Speaking on the current state of gaming, anybody seen the footage of Devil's Third?
Yep.
Who wanted to? Well, since me and Live, pretty much had a lot more to say that last segment. John, go ahead and get your thoughts on it. Is Devil's Third panning out to be true that it looks like a garbage game, or is it just?
It's questionable.
Okay, explain.
I don't know. I was looking at it. I mean, it's like it just doesn't look as epic as what when they announced it. Like when you see it playing and stuff like that, it don't. Some I don't know. It just kind of, and also I was looking at the dude. I was just looking, watching the play. And it kind of seemed linear. It kind of just like it just doesn't. I don't know. It's almost like you're not even looking at the same game.
Right. I mean, it
But then that was a single player. I'm more, but basically, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm more interested in the multiplayer. I want to see that some action in that. That's what's gonna sell me the game.
now
Is the
see
multiplayer.
that wouldn't sell me the game. Like that would that's just the icing on the game for me. Like the single player was what I was really looking forward to, but
That's the For
I
me,
don't
the
know.
multiplayer. That's the icing on the cake. Because the multiplayer, that's what you're gonna keep playing. That's what you're gonna put when you pop into this. That's what you're gonna keep playing and playing and playing and playing over again. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna keep bringing you back to the gaming. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But single player, as you play it, you one and done with it. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all, hey,
Huh?
right quick before we continue, can y'all go to the questions and answers and click on it so y'all can see the questions on the side?
Where's it at? Oh,
Just go stroll on that side, on the other side of Google. You'll see it's just put your stylus on that, and it'll be the Q&A. Just click on it so it can pull up on y'all side.
all I see is chat.
No, go down. It should be you should be see chat.
Q&A.
I'm the only one that can see that.
I'm on my phone, so
Okay, yeah, you should be able to see it, John. But never mind.
Okay. What was your favorite Iwata moment when he
Yeah,
was
okay, yeah. All right, so y'all can see that when we get a chance, we'll answer some of these.
okay.
I can answer that right now, and then we'll get back into this topic. What was my favorite Iwata moment as CEO? It was last year, even though he wasn't at E3, it was the digital event when him and Reggie was fighting. That, to me, that was on some epic stuff, man. That was on some other level stuff, man. I thought that was the coolest moment. That's one of the coolest moments in gaming, in my opinion. To watch him and Reggie flipping around and fighting, and it was edited well. It was done very top notch, high quality, and that scene with Iwata and being able to Iwata and Reggie doing that was to me the biggest moment of with Iwata, in my opinion. Because all the other moments, he was pretty much just talking and things like that. But that was my biggest experience. John, I mean, live. I don't know if John would answer that question.
my biggest moment is when he did his first uh, direct. That was different. You know, he was bringing everything, direct to the consumers, from Nintendo, and it kind of made you feel special. Hey, I can
Right.
get information, right here and right now from Nintendo, and we were excited every time when a direct came on, whether it was good or bad.
You're right. So that was from Tony Karan. I think that's how you Karan. I think that's how you say it. If I'm saying it wrong, Tony, I apologize. I just say Tony. But anyway, go ahead and finish what you were saying, John.
Yeah, for me, like after you play the single player, it's like you're done, and then it's like if it's a single player game, you just basically you done with it. You don't either play it on hard or if you already played it on hard, then you really ain't got nothing else to do unless you're a trophy hunter or something. But I'm not really one of those. I don't like scavenging hunting in games.
Oh,
So for me, multiplayer is what makes you come back to the game. You know what I'm saying? Because you always come back and enjoy it with your friends and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's important to me. With there's certain games. It depends. There's just certain games that it just needs multiplayer. Shooters need multiplayer. I don't like single player. Just shooters and single player don't. No, that got played out on the old systems. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Before multiplayer happened. That
Oh,
you just have shooters and the single player shooters that just got played out. Multiplayer is what evolved the shooter.
I got.
But from the footage I've seen, I don't know. It's just like it's just not. something I don't know. It's just there. It wasn't like the graphics was like not that all that great. Like the actual character, he's kind of polished a little bit, but the rest of the game, you look at the game, it's like it looks like some stuff that you would see on the Wii.
Yeah, I mean, well, let me let Live jump in here. Give his opinion first before I share mine. Cause I got to do a lot of backtracking. I got to do a whole bunch of backtracking. Live, go ahead, and jump in.
Nah, this is the first time that John didn't bring it on this topic. I'm kind of upset at John because I'm gonna give it to him. John, I'm gonna put it in your words. That game is crap. It is crap. They've been working on that game for what, about 5 years now, and they done changed three different.
I didn't know they was working on it that long.
Yes, they done worked on three different engines on this game because it started out as an Xbox 360 game, and a PS3 game, and they done changed three different engines. And you mean to tell me you can't get this game running at least 30 frames per second, at 900, 900p or 1080p, Nintendo has already given you the money. They can give you the resources. To me, I understand Nintendo. They played it and they was like, man, this game is crap. We don't even want to publish this game. You can take the money and run. We don't care. We ain't gonna put it on the Wii U. We already having enough problems as it is. We don't need this crap shoot, game on here that's playing like crap. And when you look at the video, that game is slow, it's dragging, it's got glitches in it. It didn't look nothing like that last year. It didn't look nothing like that last year. I don't know if it was edited to be speeded up or whatever like that. The game looked good last year. But for some odd reason, Eurogame, I watched the Eurogame video, I watched the GameSpot video, and a couple Nintendo Life video, and stuff like that. That game, and I'm telling you, we had high hopes for that game. When I seen that video from Eurogamer, it just went down the drain.
Wasn't it supposed to be like two different type of gameplay, like third person, and it was supposed to be something else too?
First person, third person, then like an action game like Ninja Gaiden.
It was like an RTS or something. I thought I saw an RTS element into it or something.
I don't know. I know it was supposed to be a blend between first person shooter. It was supposed to blend first person shooter with the hack and slash of a Ninja Gaiden and the shooting action of a Uncharted, all in one game. So, I don't know, but let me jump in, man. First of all, I gotta do some backtracking, so I'm gonna have to say some names. So to Actor Gamer Life Red Knight, to Mr. T. No, Mr. T, I don't know if I was even, yeah, Mr. T. And to Terminator Juice. I got into a conversation with them about the possibility of Nintendo holding this. I asked the question, why was Nintendo holding this game, or Nintendo America not bringing this game, to America? And, of course, it was two rumors out. One was that the game was bad. It was a horrible game, and then there was another rumor that Nintendo didn't want to stand by the mature nature of the game and the subject matter of the game, which, I was leaning towards the latter. It was the subject matter, not the quality of the game, and they was leaning towards the quality. And and I asked the question, why is it easy to accept the quality rumor more so than the nature of the content or the maturity in the game, the nature of it, not the M rating itself, but why it's M rated, like the stuff going on in the game. Looking at that game, I was like, oh my god, I gotta backtrack. I gotta go on live and live and leveled and say that I was utterly at this present time I appeared to be absolutely wrong, and that they were absolutely right. The first footage I saw, it was moving super fast and like too fast. Uh, I saw a whole bunch of different videos on it, trying to see if maybe it was the person who was playing it, trying to make it look like a bad game, but it was not looking like what we saw last year. Them small clips of what we saw last year, it didn't look like that. And then I watched another video and another video and another video. That's probably why I wasn't gaming. I was watching all these videos of this horrible, seemingly horrible looking game. But I'm starting to believe that whatever that dude is, Itiagi, like John said, like Lyle said, with 5 years in development, constantly moving it, constantly going into limbo, not knowing if it's going to get made or not. Then THQ go down. Then you in limbo again. And then Nintendo picks it up. We don't know the budget Nintendo gave them to make the game. I think he just was trying to cash in on it. I don't think he, looking at it, don't look to me. I won't say it look like a PlayStation 2 or a Wii game. It looks like an early 360 game, early PlayStation 3. It looked like that to me. But this game literally looked like he just trying to get what he can get for it and move on. And I'm still holding out hope that the game isn't as bad as what these gamers who have been demoing it and playing it are displaying or showing. But that hope is slowly seeping out and going into.
Who's getting these games? That's what I want to know. Who's
Well, you got cats over in and Live can jump in here too. You got a few websites who got the games, and you got a few cats in.
So the game is about to be out or something?
Well, it's coming out the 5th of August in Japan and in Europe.
And so I guess the 5th. You said the 5th of who?
August.
So basically the game is done then, right?
Yeah, the game is done. So
that's final quality then.
Yes, I think that's final quality. So
that shit's ass then.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I thought it was still in development. Like they're still doing it because I was like, ain't nobody told me no release date yet.
See, that's the thing. Like, Nintendo of America was the only one not talking about the game, and the rumor was they wasn't talking about the game because the game wasn't a good game. So they pulled support. They wasn't going to support it. They wasn't going to put it out. But of course, after that E3 and people upset, myself included. We wanted not showing Devil's Third, upset, myself included. I guess it got back to Nintendo that a lot of people were upset about this game not being shown and nobody saying anything about it. That now it looks like Nintendo might possibly be bringing it stateside. But now that all the footage is starting to show up, it might go back to not being supported just as fast as they released that tweet. So it looks garbage to me. It looks like it puts me in the mind of the Sonic. Is it Sonic Unleashed? Was that game?
I don't know. Truth be told, it kind of remind me of a what do you call that? What's that dude named? You got the little cliche one-liners and stuff. From back in the day, you got the dude with the little flat top crew cut white dude. What's it? I can't remember his name.
What was it again?
Duke Nukem.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of remind me like of another version of Duke Nukem or something with some extra features on it or something.
Okay.
I was sitting there listening to the dude, listening to him talking or whatever. That's what it sounded like, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm more interested in the multiplayer. If they can redeem themselves with the multiplayer. But if that was just a single player game, then no, it wouldn't got purchased at all.
Right. Well, do y'all remember when Sonic Lost Worlds we first saw? It was like, oh my god, and then they released that demo, and all the wind, all the wind went out of that bus just as fast as it got blew up. that's kind of what's going on here. It's like, oh my god, and then we start seeing the actual game, and it's like, really, like editing really pulled the wool over our eyes, man. And I think that's what's going on. So like I said, to Active Red Knight, to Mr. T, the Terminator Juice, y'all was right, I was wrong. So let it be known that I'm on my podcast, and I say this when I get on. We were supposed to be doing a active gamer life tonight, but I don't know what happened. But anyway, yeah, y'all was right, man. The quality is in question. So moving on from there, anybody got anything else they want to say on that?
No.
Okay, we'll move.
Find some multiplayer photos. Let me know.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna stop showing it. Period. Like,
oh shit.
I do, man. I think.
Well, they got the demo and they can't even unlock the multiplayer. That's I don't understand that. That seems like that should have been the main feature of the game. If you're gonna send it out.
Nah, that game bad, man. It's looking like a really bad game. Well, okay, let's move on, man. So this last topic, I was gonna ask you something. Yeah, let me ask you this before we go to this last topic to both of you guys. Did y'all see the new footage of two new trailers out for two movies? And if y'all hip, like I believe y'all are, and John, if you hip like
you, already off the train, man.
Huh?
I already know what you're talking about.
go ahead and tell me what I'm talking about.
Batman, Superman. I don't even like DC like that. You know what I'm saying? But that Batman, Superman look hot.
Did you see the what's the other one?
I want everybody that's talking about Ben Affleck, I want you to apologize.
Yeah, he looked more Batman than the old boy that played in the actual, the reboot of the Batman. He looked better.
Yes, I was like, everybody sitting there, as soon as they got casted, that's why I be trying to tell people, quit talking and let the man act before you start saying, well, who ain't supposed to be there, who ain't supposed to be there. Everybody was talking, but like, let the man do his thing and then judge. Wait till the movie come out and then judge it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I'm gonna say this.
I'm looking at the trailers. That's the Batman right there.
Right. I'm gonna say this: playing this game, playing Arkham Knights, and seeing Batman in that game, and then seeing him as Bruce Wayne, and then seeing Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne and as Batman. This is the closest movie iteration of Batman that we've seen, far as character matching what the anime and what the comic books depict. Ben Affleck has been the closest to that we've seen on the big screen. Bottom line, I don't care. Now the other dude did know martial arts. What's that dude's name? Bale, or what is his name? What is his name?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. He know martial arts. Don't get me wrong, but he didn't look like Batman at all. He didn't look like Batman. Didn't sound like Batman. Didn't look like a Bruce Wayne. He didn't have the swag of a Bruce. He didn't have the build of a Bruce Wayne. He was too slender, kind of even too short. But Ben he got the build, he got the look, he got the chin, he got it all, man. And it's like, this dude is Batman. Like, okay, this is Batman, and then I think this Superman. I like this dude playing Superman. He's nice to me. Is it gonna be the original Avengers? I don't know, but
I think if they do some things right with it, and because they're supposed to have, like, what you got, Wonder Woman, you got Aquaman, and you're supposed to have somebody Cyborg.
See, I don't know. I mean,
all them people are supposed to be in it, so I mean, like, I think this is supposed to be like the prelude to Justice League or whatever. But yeah, it's like if they can do it, if they play their cards right, they can do it. And I think they might got a banger on their list.
Now y'all saw the other one too, right? What was the name of that one with the Joker?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
I'm still questioning.
Yeah, Cats was kind of going ham over there. Have you seen any of this live?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Well, we cut this one short, but uh, I don't know why people going crazy over the suicide. First of all, the Joker is not convincing to me. Uh, at the old dude played what's his name?
Keith
What's
Ledger.
Keith Ledger? You got to come better. In my now, I know we haven't seen the actual movie. He might be awesome, but just from the trailer, the old girl was nice. The girlfriend, what's her name?
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. You know, you sit up and say you don't know all about these companies, but you name them all.
I mean, I'm a Marvel head though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm a comic book person, but if you ever want, I'm not a fanboy, but if you ever want to call me a fanboy or something, you gotta call me a Marvel fanboy.
See, I'm more into Marvel than DC, but I'm starting to get into DC right now.
But lately, like this later versions of these characters and stuff is more. I'm more interested in that than Hold on just a second. Hold on, can I just hold on a second?
Yeah, go ahead. But I'm gonna say, yeah, me personally, man, I don't know what it is, but the DC stories are starting to take on a more of a serious tone. Like before, it was I don't know, it had too cliche, too black and white. Just it wasn't no real dialogue or you really couldn't go deep into the characters. But here lately, it's a lot of they've been changing it. They done got darker and more believable than Marvel. Especially some of them animations I've watched, like which the game is kind of really borrowing a lot of its storyline from the animation with the red mask. I don't know if you saw that with the Batman, but it's starting to take on a believable nature more so than Marvel. And I don't know what it is, but DC starting to take on a nature that I'm kind of feeling. But I still lean more towards Marvel.
See, my thing is like I don't know. It's like you can't. Wolverine is like nothing there is gonna top Wolverine for me.
Not like me.
Nothing there's gonna top the X-Men for me. I like even the Avengers can't top the X-Men for me. I'm sorry, X-Men. Huh?
What?
Oh,
No, Avengers can't.
the movies?
No, I ain't talking. I'm talking about the characters. Period.
Oh, okay. I was finna mute you, John. I was like, let it go on. I was saying, let me say what I had to say, and then pull you back in so you couldn't interrupt me.
But see here, no, I'm gonna say something about the movies.
Okay. Go ahead.
X-Men is a harder movie to make than the Avengers is.
No, man. I think
Avengers have a set core of people. You have Iron Man, you have Captain America, you have Hulk, and you have Scarlet. What's the name? Black Widow.
Yeah.
And you got Hawkeye.
Uh-huh. But them the ones
there were more after more, but they were kind of like they came in, they was part of the team, and then they left. You know what I'm saying? X-Men, it was more story driven than what it was with Avengers. Avengers like, hey, we the team here. We supposed to save the world. And that's it.
I don't know. I can't. Okay. Hold on. Let's look at it in a total picture. Each character had his own movie that tied into the finale or the first Avengers. So it's like, okay, you saw Iron Man. Then at the end of Iron Man, you see old boy.
That's what I'm talking about. Each one of those characters was a different thing. Avengers is just like, this is just the all-star team.
Right, but what I'm saying is like, anyway, I told you we'd find topics. But what makes okay, I would say I'm a bigger fan of the X-Men characters than the Avengers. But I won't lie, Hulk is my favorite, one of my favorite characters. Hulk. Then you got Wolverine is one of my favorite. Magneto is one of my favorite. Iron Man. As far as the comic books, I was never really big on Iron Man, but the movies, Iron Man is the dude. You know what I'm saying? I was never a Thor fan, but
it's like you could take each one of those guys, right?
right,
And they could be their own separate entity, because that's what they were. They were before they were the Avengers. They was their own separate identities.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the X-Men, they all tie into each other.
Yeah, well, that's
there is no Cyclops without Jean Grey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There is no Wolverine without Cyclops.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? There's no Storm without, you know what I'm saying? There's no Storm without the X-Men. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I think what's messing up the X-Men as far as the movie is the people who own the rights to make it. Like,
yeah, but see, at that time,
yeah,
it was a different time then than what it is now. And also, what I was trying to tell people is like, they have to change stuff because X-Men, like I said, the X-Men is a deeper story than what Avengers is.
Oh yeah, definitely. But see, X-Men. Okay, but again, it goes back to studio develop the movie studio or the company that own the rights. Who owns, like, you know, of course Disney owns Marvel, and they're making the Iron Mans, the Thors, the Hulks now, all the Captain Americas and all that. And then
what's the name? But Fox, yeah, Disney owns Marvel, but Fox owns the movie rights because before Disney bought Marvel, Marvel sold the rights to make the movies to Fox because at that point in time, Marvel didn't have the money to make the movies. They didn't have their own studio yet.
Right.
So that was that.
I thought Disney secured a lot.
No, they can't. They were still in the contract of Fox. They secured Marvel, but that contract that they had with Fox is still underway. They still own those properties.
So Fox still owns the movie rights to Thor and all them?
No, Thor. They never had Thor. Marvel didn't sell everything. They just sold the X-Men.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they sold Fox the X-Men.
Right, and Spider-Man.
And they sold Sony Spider-Man.
Right.
And Sony now they came up with a dual contract for Spider-Man. That's why Spider-Man's in the thing now.
Right, that's what I was saying. Like, since Disney has bought Marvel, they didn't get X-Men, they didn't get Spider-Man, but the characters that Disney and Marvel are in the movies that they're making had X-Men had that touch from the gate. I think it'll be in a better place. I think, first of all, they did poor casting on X-Men. Like, let's just be real. Outside of Storm, none of the characters resemble the comic. Like Wolverine is like Wolverine in the comic is like 5'1", 5'3", something like that. Gene whatever his name, whatever.
Hugh Hackman is Wolverine. Come on, that's like the perfect casting.
No, man.
Hugh Hackman is Wolverine, dog. You can't. It's like that's Logan right there.
He is. He is Wolverine.
He Wolverine now.
He was Wolverine then.
He being Wolverine.
No, wait a minute. You missed what I'm saying. I know you. What I'm saying is
that's just like what's the name from Star Trek getting cast as Professor X. You can't get no better than that.
Yeah, Professor. Okay, let me say. Okay, this is a good topic because we finna disagree. All right, Professor X was perfect. Magneto, come on, no, that was never right.
I think it was right because at the same time you had an older Professor X and an older X. I mean, they supposed to be the same age.
But when you, I'm just drawing my inspiration from the comics. Like, even when you saw Magneto old with white hair, Magneto was the dude that played Magneto in the newer versions. Perfect. That fits. That's right. The dude, the little shriveled up dude that plays as a Ganon in Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. He just didn't look like Magneto.
He looked like Magneto. Shut up. He's
See, you being biased, John. But anyway, so Wolverine, of course, yes. Old boy been playing Wolverine since X-Men.
Mystique was perfect.
Mystique was right. You right.
Beast was right.
I don't know, man. Cyclops, no. He didn't fit. No, man, he wasn't tall enough. Wolverine was too, but they had to use somebody to. Now he's Wolverine. Nobody could play Wolverine now. He is grown into the role. Like he got the muscles now. He got the body.
When he first got cast, man, that was Wolverine. Honestly, when I said, yeah, that's Wolverine. I said, I believe.
To me, he was too lanky, too skinny, and too tall. But now, oh, he raw now.
Man, what's the name? What's the name? Anna Paquin. That's Rogue.
Yeah. The girl that played Jean, I think you said Jean. She was right. Who else?
Triple H should have been Sabretooth.
Jack, see, do you know who I thought should have played Wolverine? And we get to our last topic here in a second.
What you should thought?
Chris Benoit. The one that killed himself.
Well, he dead though, so he can't do. He can't.
But he was alive then, though. But look at Chris Benoit physique. Look at his height. Look at this build. He would have been the perfect Wolverine.
I don't know. I can't unsee Wolverine from Hugh Jackman, so I can't. I'm biased about that right now.
Anyway, so y'all do you like the trailer for that? You like the trailer for Batman, Superman versus Batman?
Yeah.
Cause I think it's gonna be dope.
We still talking about Avengers and X-Men. So
go ahead. My bad.
I'm trying to run away from that topic. Now, like I was saying, the story with X-Men is so deep because you can go anywhere with the X-Men. That's why it was so hard to translate it to the movie. That's why I said when they make an X-Men, that's gonna be a hard movie to translate.
I feel you.
Because the story is so deep, you can go any direction with that. Do you want to focus on Cyclops? Do you want to focus on Jean? Do you want to focus on Storm? Do you want to focus on Wolverine? Do you want to focus on Professor X? Do you want to focus on Beast? Because each one of them, their story is so complex, and they had a lot of comic book story and iterations that flew into other things.
But they kind of doing that now with Wolverine. They kind of started telling his story almost like what Iron Man and Thor and all them were to get back to.
But see, that's what I'm saying. But see, that's what I'm saying because that's how it was in the comic books too. Because he left the team and he had his own adventures. That's when he had his solo comics.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? So he had his own, like I said, that's like Wolverine. You can make all kind of fucking movies on. I'm sorry. You can make all kind of movies on him. He went. Yeah, he matter of fact, he was part of the Avengers too.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
He's part of Avengers. He was part of a couple other teams.
X Factor, I think there was another one. X something.
A couple other teams. Also, not only that, he played. Excuse me. He had a couple run-ins with a couple other villains from other universe, other comic book universes and stuff. You know what I'm saying, like that. He jumped in there with Spider-Man for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. Like, it just goes so deep with that story. But the Avengers story is not that deep. It's like it's easier to make an Avengers movie than it is to make an X-Men movie.
I agree. I mean, as far as the depth of characters and the complexity of the story, because you're dealing with more like Avengers. Actually, X-Men and the Mutants was a play on racism and stuff like that. So it did have a deeper, more complex story. But at the same time, as far as the movies go, I think the problem was who was making it. I felt like the people who bought the rights to make the movie was trying to make the movie to fit a audience that did not watch comics. They make the same mistake all the time. When you take something that's already pretty much.
Me personally, I think the reason what they messed up on is the X-Men is not a PG-13 movie type material.
Okay.
For me, that's for me and my personal viewpoint of it. It's not something that you make for kids.
Right.
Because X-Men, like I said, X-Men is deep.
Right.
It's gritty, it's violent. You know what I'm saying, like that. That's not something that you make towards, aimed at towards kids. The Avengers, like even though they got some deep, gritty storylines and stuff like that, it wasn't as nitty gritty as what the X-Men was.
Right, I agree.
Not to these later things, which is where they're going to now.
Right. Well, I would say this too, and I know you're right, but I would say this. I think that the Avengers, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, like when Marvel got Hulk, not the first Hulk, but the second Hulk, and then the Hulk you see in the Avengers. I think they showed all the other comic books that you can actually make the movie like the comics and succeed. Like instead of trying to like, if one thing I would give Marvel, they didn't deviate from the comic to make it more approachable to the masses. They gave you the comic in a movie. They just took the
Well, not
comic.
necessarily because the Age of Ultron, that's false. How they did that whole thing went down, that was false.
Well, I mean, not now. I know
Because
they can't.
what's name made Ant Man. I
Yeah,
mean, Ant Man made Ultron.
what I mean is like the way they look, the outfits, the whole nine. They made that look like the comic. Like X-Men, like where's Wolverine's mask over his face? You know what I'm saying?
Like, at that point, see, you gotta go back to that era, that time frame when they first came out.
Matrix and all that.
Yeah, see, you just gotta that. No, you just gotta go back to that time frame. Like they really didn't think that putting them in the spandex stuff
Right.
was gonna fly.
And Marvel did it, and now everybody like, oh, we can make them look like what the comic book look like. So that's what I'm saying.
But then at the same time, you can't really deviate from Captain America. What you gonna make him look like? You can't deviate from Iron Man.
I guarantee you.
Hulk is a big green dude. You can't really make him look like something else.
I guarantee you, man.
No, I take that back. They did mess up that one.
Look at the original Hulk. Look at the original one, man. Like I guarantee you, dude, had another company or another developed movie studio.
But truth be told, I think what they're gonna do is
they're gonna collapse.
This movie, this Apocalypse is supposed to be the last of this is supposed to be the end of the trilogy. To the First Class, because you had First Class, then you had Days of Future Past, and this is supposed to be the end of it.
Well, Apocalypse is another one. Is the new one? That's the one when Apocalypse show up, right?
No, this new one is the one. This one new right here is supposed to be a new one. Now, see, this is my thing though. Just with Apocalypse, that's a whole set of movies by itself.
I know. You're right. You're right.
You see, that's why we trying to tell people. It's like X-Men is too deep for the movies. It's too deep.
But Batman and DC starting to get like that. Anyway, all right, we got to cut this one. We're going to cut this. Live ain't talking. He don't want to talk about no comics.
Y'all was going at it. I mean, to me personally, I think the Avengers and X-Men both have pretty much the same stories. You can go deep with Avengers if you want to now.
Yeah, you can. I think John was saying is more complex. Like the content of what you're dealing with is way more complex.
Because here you go. Cause first you had the Avengers Assemble, right? That's the main story of them getting together, blah blah. You know what I'm saying? They got that. Now you have the Age of Ultron. That's what this lad they had to get. That's a set of comic books right there.
Right.
Age of Ultron. That's a set of comic books right there. Then now they about to go into the Infinity Stone. That's a whole other set of comic books that they about to go into. A whole other set of Avengers. See, like I said, the Avengers storyline. Each one of their set of comic books, their series of comic books,
right,
is a movie, and they can base that off of a movie. But when you go to the X-Men, it gets so deep and so different, complex stories. You can't put that on a big screen in just 2 hours.
Well, go ahead and finish because you're right. You're right. So go and finish your point, Live. What you saying?
I was like, like John was saying, yeah, the X-Men, the story, you can't put, their story, on there, for 2 hours. But the same thing could be said, about the Avengers too, because I don't know if you guys watch, the cartoon, but I thought Magneto was my favorite bad guy of all time. Well, let me take this back. Megatron was my favorite bad guy, then Magneto, but then I don't know if y'all have seen this, but the Iron Skull, basically it's the Mach 5 and the Iron Skull steals the Mach 5 and puts it on himself, man, the Iron Skull is one bad dude, bro. You do not want to mess with him. Now, I wish the Avengers would have did the Iron Skull versus doing Ultron.
Well, I mean, like I think Ultron plays into the Infinity Stone with the whole Vision, but because you got to get Vision to get that, you got to bring Vision into the picture. But I just think they went like looking at the Avengers 2 after I seen it, I've seen it. Avengers 2 left me wanting more. It was good, but it wasn't the first one. But I think it was intentional not to be as epic as the first one, because they were trying to dive into what John is talking about, trying to dive into the actual backdrop of each character, and it was a lot of complexities, a lot of drama, and you kind of find out old Hawkeye got a family, and you find out that Hulk and old girl, what's her name, Black Widow.
Like that, I didn't like that work for 2 cents.
I'm just saying that's what they was doing. So
Yeah, I
I
understand.
didn't either. I didn't like it either.
I didn't like that because if that was the Hulk back in the 80s, the Hulk would have slapped the stew out of her. That to me, the Hulk is a fighting machine. Period, point blank. You don't calm him down by rubbing his hand. Oh, come on, man. I didn't like that a bit.
I agree with you, man.
But what I think they're gonna do is, I'm not sure. I'm just saying, but I think after after Age of Apocalypse, I think some deals might be getting thrown around where Marvel might get X-Men back.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking.
And also, they're making one more movie. They guaranteed to make one more Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman, and then I think they might be about to what's the name him?
Recast him.
Yep, recast him.
Yeah, I think Disney is about to throw some heavy cash to get these stories.
But at the same time, Disney might not do that because Disney has been turning focus away from the X-Men.
Well, but
since they don't own the rights to them and stuff.
Well, they don't want to oversaturate and milk it to the point that it ain't viable in the future. So they'll pull the movies out, and then about 2 years later bring them back and have you all back into it, because right now we've been superhero movie out we've been getting superhero movies for the last.
Don't jinx it. You can keep going.
I'm happy, but they got to be thinking. All right, are we getting to the point where people gonna stop caring? But right now, the Marvel story, the Avengers story, and the whole thing getting up to Thanos is just intriguing. You got the Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's about to go down, son.
Yeah, so now with Batman and Superman and DC getting into the fray, this competition might kick off, but Star Wars might shut it all down. You know what I'm saying? So
no.
It could, man. Dark. Anyway, let's move on, man. We've been there for long enough. All right, let's get on to our last topic. So that was just a little that was a bonus for you guys. Hope y'all enjoyed that. So my last topic, man, this is something that hit me this week. Has the 8th generation been nothing more than smoke and mirrors? And let me set this up, and I jump live, then John, you can jump in at the live. I was sitting, I was at work on lunch, and I was watching a video, and I think it was a rare replay. And I'm watching it, and I know the game is coming out to the Xbox One, but I'm watching this video, and after watching it, I realized it was playing it on the 360, and so I got to thinking, and I had my PlayStation 3 on, and I was playing a game on it. Lord, looking at games on it, and I got to think, it's like, what has the eighth generation offered us far as games and gameplay that has changed anything from the seventh generation? Like, seventh generation was HD, and I've heard this topic before, but I never really entertained it like I entertained it. Like, I had like a eureka moment, like a wow moment. Uh, seventh gen was HD. Eighth gen is more HD. Seventh generation was 30 frames, 60 frames. Eighth generation is 30 frames, 60 frames. Nothing has changed about the gameplay. Nothing has changed about the button layout. Nothing has changed about anything that you do in the game other than it's native or close to native 1080p. And I got to thinking, like, have we been duped this generation? So, live, do you think we've been duped? Do you think they really got us this year, this gen?
Yes, I think we have been duped, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, these developers were crying, literally crying. Oh, we need more power. We need more power. The Xbox 360 is old. The PS3 is old. We need more power to make our games look better and play better on the systems. Okay, you got more power with the Xbox One and the PS4. Okay, now the excuse is, well, we can't get the games running at 60 frames per second or in 1080p. You know, we need more time to develop these games to make them, polished and to look good. But the thing is, you're still making games for the Xbox 360 and you're still making games for the PS3. Now, if it was me personally and I had a studio, if I was crying, about the PS3 and about the Xbox 360, wouldn't I take my resources and put them all into, the Xbox One and the PS4? You was crying about the Xbox 360 and you was crying about the the PS3. You needed more power. So you got more power. But the games, you still making HD remakes. We don't have any of, the games last year at E3 that was supposed to come out, this year. They haven't even come out yet. And it's like, the developers sold us wolf tickets. Here it is. We're thinking, oh man, we got a shiny new Xbox One. Oh man, I got a shiny new PS4. I'm about to play some major games. And the only games you really are playing is indie games. That's it. And old PS3 games or old Xbox 360 games. That's all that you are playing on those new systems.
Check this out. Let me throw this in there and then get your thoughts on the live. Did you see God of War 3 remake compared to the original?
Yes, it just look a little bit lighter. That's it.
It was almost identical. It was, it looked better, but
it just look a little lighter. If you got a good HD television, it don't matter. It don't matter because that HD television is gonna make that PS3 version look just as good as that PS4 version.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. Go ahead, John. But it hit me, and it's crazy. It was like when the video went off and I saw 360, my mouth dropped. Like, this whole time I thought it didn't. I didn't think it wasn't the Xbox One. It didn't look shiny like it looked shiny like the Xbox One, and it was the 360. And I was like, then what the heck is what? Then I just got to thinking, like, what is these two consoles offering us that really separates it from what was before it? Like, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, dude, we really have gotten duped for visuals. Go ahead, John. My bad, man. I just
Um, let's see. Where to start? Where to start? It's basically gamers' fault. It's gamers' fault. When they first came out with this system, and y'all started buying them remastered editions after remastered edition after remastered edition, y'all basically sent the message that this is what y'all want. And it's like I keep telling y'all, the more that y'all keep buying shit, the more they're gonna keep feeding you that shit. As you see, here we are. What's this year? This is year 2, one, 2.
this is they about to end year 2. This will be 2 years.
Okay, 2 years into it, we still doing remasters.
Yep.
I could see if there were PS2 remasters, PS1 remasters, but no, we're talking about games we just played a year or 2 ago. Remasters. Why do we feel like we need to rebuy these games? The Last of Us remastered. That was like what? I don't even think that was a year.
And I finally played that, man, and it don't look no different than the PS3.
Just a little bit lighter. That's it.
Listen, like what that was? What is that? What is that? That's like when that came out. That came out like right before the PS 4 came out.
And that game ain't all that, man. That game was Okay, anyway, let me stop.
We're gonna get the pitchforks.
I'll take the pitchforks for that. Shoot.
Yeah, it's like, but everybody kept buying that stuff, and it's like so. And then when they kept buying it, you told them, "Hey, this is what we want." It's like if you sit there and ask yourself a question. Matter of fact, did we even have a game of the year? What happened to that? Did they even have that event last year?
It was I thought yeah, we had it. It was what was? That's when they showed remember?
Last one game of the year.
So how? This is my thing. How does The Last of Us win Game of the Year for the PS4?
Wait a minute, hold up, pause. Last of Us remake did win Game of the Year, didn't it?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't remember. That my thing is I don't remember.
The original one on the PS3 won Game of the Year.
Yeah, we're talking about
so what won last year for the PS4 and all this stuff?
They ain't
won.
I'm gonna find out here. Go ahead and talk. I'll find out here.
See, I don't even remember because that's how much nothing. That's how much nothing was relevant.
I want to say Mario, but I'm not for sure. I'll find out here and say, go ahead.
It probably was Mario. Cause I mean, other than that, that's the only thing I can remember that was any relevant last year. Was Mario, Donkey Kong, Nintendo had then basically this 8th generation, Nintendo's had the games that's been relevant. It's been something new, something that something that just changed, changed the way they changed. It's just they've been new games. Other than that, like you just had a bunch of remakes. Well, I think you had Infamous might have been the best game for this generation on the PS4. For Xbox, what did you have? Oh, Fallout Online. I ain't going to work. What is it? It was that one that Rome game, Rise.
Oh Lordy.
But other than that, what has come out? Nothing. Everything has been remakes or third-party games.
Yeah, I mean,
as far as third-party games, what has been outstanding? What was the breakout outstanding third-party game?
I can't name. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just remakes after remakes after remakes, and everything getting pushed back. Like we just finally now about to get Metal Gear, even though they kind of about to make me not want to buy it. But I'm still gonna buy it because I still want the game, so I don't even care. All that, I'll leave the politics alone. But they got finally just now about to be Metal Gear.
That's what it was. Inquisition.
Who?
Dragon Age.
Dragon.
That was Game of the Year last year.
Yeah, Inquisition. Is that how you say it? Yeah, Inquisition Dragon Age Game of the Year.
60.
It was on. I'm taking it. It was on the. I think the both them games on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and
But they were also on the other generation, though,
yeah,
right?
it's also on the other generations too.
That stuff like that don't count to me.
So, I mean, it's just the fact that, dude, it hasn't been one game that I played on the Xbox One that I can honestly say I didn't experience a similar experience on the previous consoles. It looked better. Now I would give Shadow of Mordor the stuff you was able to do in the game, like the enemies.
Didn't that come out on 360 and
Yeah,
PS3?
that came out on yeah.
See?
So it far as
So
just
basically we don't even need next gen consoles.
what I'm saying. What I was going to say, like with the Wii U, it's been a few games that I played that you couldn't play no place else like that. So I don't know. It's I've been just sitting back. I like my Xbox One. Don't get me wrong. And it ain't. I would never take it back. I would never trade. I enjoy it. But I'm just saying, just in general, what have these consoles done that the previous consoles didn't do? And like, still look.
You want the console or you want the games? I can say
I'm
the
talking about
console.
the games, like the games. Like now, the console. While yeah, you can stream and all that. I'm talking about like just game for game. If you look at a PlayStation 3 game today, you put in Last of Us right now. You put in God of War right now. You put in Uncharted right now. Those games still look comparable, and in some cases better than what's on it now.
If you want to showcase the power for the PS3, I would say put in that Killzone. Killzone would undoubtedly looked great, but it was just not fun to play. It was just boring.
Killzone 4. Oh, you talking about the one for PlayStation 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just boring. That is a game that if you want to be like a graphical testament to what the PS4 could do, that's the game you put in. If you want a graphical testament to what the Xbox One could do, you put in Rise.
Yeah, I got it right. Yeah.
But they were just not fun.
Right.
Rise was fun, but then it got boring.
Right. It wasn't, dude. It was just. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Rise wasn't boring and it wasn't fun either. It was just. It was. I don't know what it was. It wasn't boring enough to make me put it down. It wasn't fun enough to make me pick it back up and be like, "Oh my God, Rise!" It was just a game. It was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was alright. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was what it was. You know. So it looked good.
Infamous, I want to say, is the first truly next gen game that's came out. Other than that, it's really nothing.
Now, what makes that next gen?
I just really, it's like the game for it to be an open world game. It really looks amazing.
Okay,
It
yeah,
does look amazing. But at the same time, after a while, that got repetitive and boring.
Okay. Now, did it do anything that the other Infamous didn't do?
I really didn't like the other information, so I really didn't play. I didn't really. It did and it didn't.
Because I played the first one, and I told K. That's why I wish K Bun was here because he's the one that got me onto it, and I think I might have put in 5 hours, like my type of 5 hours, not like back. I'm talking about like pick up, put down type of playing. Like you jump on for an hour and you done. And I was done with that game. Like I didn't want to play it. I was pretty much getting through the story, but that game grew so boring to me after about 4 to 5 hours of playing it. I didn't want to play it no more. I didn't care to know what happened with that character, and I didn't care to know. So with Second Son, as good as it looked, I just kept thinking about the other Infamous bored me to put it down, so I didn't. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't finish it. So I think something else came out, and I sent it back because it had sat there for like a couple of weeks because I didn't even feel like going back to it. Came
Right.
back. So after the you after every power you get, you gotta go through this little set of things to to upgrade it and to get your new powers to that set.
Mm-hmm.
And each set you guys and it repeated itself. And so kind of after the third set, I was like, you know what, I'm tired of this.
And that's right. And that's another thing, man. It's like okay, Batman Arkham Knight. Game looks great. You know, I beat Origin so that I can be prepared for this game. And I'm gonna tell you right now, as much as I'm enjoying the game, I enjoy the game. The game is fun, but
It's repetitive.
it's repetitive. It's like, all right, you found this dude, you stopped this from happening. All right, fly over here, fly over there, drive your car over here, kill these tanks, blow this tank up, upgrade your car. And it's like, man, it's cool, but I think that's why I ain't picked it back up because I know I want to finish the story, but the gameplay is so redundant. It ain't bad gameplay. It's just the same gameplay over and over and over again. It's like it's a chore to get the part of the game that you enjoying the most is actually. And this was crazy to me. The stories are starting to usurp the gameplay. It's like I'm just playing the gameplay to see the story now. Instead of I'm enjoying the gameplay and it's a story that's good too. I gotta do this to see what's happening in the next part of the game. To see what's going on in the story, to reveal what's taking place. I gotta go through all this to do that, and it's more chorish than fun. So I don't know. I don't know what.
I mean, as far as right now, no, there's nothing that's spectacular, mind blowing, making you say, "Oh, this is next gen." That's what I'm hoping. This Metal Gear comes out, and that's the start of it.
Well, that might be the question I need to ask. What games? And you go ahead and answer. What games do you see on the horizon that you think would change this situation? John, you go and answer then live. You jump in after John.
I think Metal Gear will change that because it's like it's a new take on Metal Gear. It's like usually Metal Gear is kind of you get to approach you can either go stealth or you can go hard. So you go balls to the wall or whatever. In most Metal Gear games, but now you kind of got an open world approach to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it adds different things to it. Also, being that it's open world, and being open world, and also if the graphical doesn't take a hit because of it being open world, I think that's gonna be something that's gonna make it truly unique to this next gen.
Okay.
That you couldn't get on the previous system.
Okay.
Also, hopefully with this next game, they don't do all the cutscenes like they did with the last one. Where all the cutscenes had the load screen and had to save this and download this to the hard drive and before that's kind of what Metal Gear Solid 4 would have been the best game for me last generation if it
Mm-hmm.
hadn't been for all the times it stopped you from playing the game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
hopefully with this next generation, the next power, it don't do that.
Okay. All right.
It's another game. Oh dang, I can't remember. Star Wars.
Is that the one by EA?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But Battlefront, and then there's that Ghost Recon. That's looking nice to me.
Okay.
And so I'm hoping those games will bring to the table some new things, whatever. But I'm not holding my breath because I don't really think I'm gonna see them no time soon.
All right. All right, live. I got a question for you, Joe. At the live, share his what he think might change. What games he see coming that might change this? What's going on?
Well, that the game on the PS4 Horizon, if 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 that was actual gameplay, that game will change, my attitude towards, the eighth generation.
Okay.
Star Wars. If now if that was a console built, that game looks good. I mean, oh, well, it looks great if if it was running on console. Now next year it might be a different story. You know,
Might
we'll
be.
we'll never know until next year gets here.
Okay.
Um, but back to about Batman. You know, I wish they would have put the new one on the Xbox 360 and the PS3 because I would like to see how it would have ran. You know, to see the difference. You know,
I
on the
don't
Xbox.
know. I mean, it's I won't front. It's a graphical game. I won't front on that.
Yeah,
It's definitely a graphical game, but I mean, is it
but
blowing away what was prior to it? No, but it's a lot of details in the scenery and stuff like that that's a lot different.
a lot of videos that I've seen, basically, people be driving.
It's up that dude. You driving like? Have you played it yet, John?
What you talking about?
Batman, the new
Batman.
Batman.
Oh yeah, I'm almost done with it, but I
There's
kind
a
of
lot of driving. There's a lot of driving.
Well, you see that's the thing though. You don't have to drive.
You don't have to, but there's a lot of parts in the game that require you to have that car. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. I don't like that. That's the part I
Yeah,
don't like
it's
that
a
part. I
lot of
like the tank part of the game.
yeah, the tank parts and all that. It's a lot of that. Like they really try to push the whole you can drive the bat.
I wish they would have took that tank part and just made it to where you just a regular the car, like you just driving and trying to, you know what I'm saying, like making that more action packed.
Yeah, the tank parts can get real.
It's repetitive and boring. It's like it made. I hated playing that. I was like, I wanted to turn it off after playing those parts.
See, that's what
Especially when you get later on in the game when you so you ain't got there yet, but when you get later on in the game, this stuff's gonna just get real stupid.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm at a tank part right when you. Okay, I don't want to reveal. See, my boy revealed. See, it's like 7 of them, 7, 8 of them out there. I got to kill, and then it's supposed to be one even worse after that one, and I'm like, I know it ain't one worse than this
Oh
one.
no, yeah, it's one worse than that one because it's one where you can only hit it in the back.
Yeah, I'm there. I've
Okay,
done
well
that.
it's like 8 of them. It's 8 of them
8
right
of
now.
them. I got about 8 or 9 of them that I'm trying to take out right now, and
And
they
then
all.
then somebody else comes and you got to do you got to take out 8 of them and then take out his thing.
See, I don't even want to talk about it.
It's just stupid. It's just like it's just irritating. Now that whole tank part is like when you play that part, it make you don't even want to play the game no
That's
more.
why, that's I'm tell you the truth. That's why I picked it back up because because I'm at the tank part and it's boring. It's like
It's so boring.
it's so boring. I'm like, oh man, I'm tired of aiming at these back of these tanks, and there's too many of them. And as soon as you get one aimed at the other one on you, and the AI cheating a little bit because they know where you at all times in the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't know, but anyway, go ahead.
Okay, let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. Okay, let me ask you this. All right, if you had a choice and you got to make this choice, You in GameStop, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the choice. Buy a Xbox 360 or a PS3, or buy Xbox One or a PS4. What would you buy? Would you buy the Generation 7 or would you buy Generation 8 right now?
Based off what we basing it off of? Just
Based off the library that's out now for the 7th gen, and that's what's the library that's out right now for the 8th gen.
I'm still gonna buy Xbox One. It's like what this system does for me is more than what other things. It does. The system itself does more for me than what the other system does.
okay. That's that. I kind of feel conflicted because I asked this question, but I don't think I can fairly answer it. If it was strictly off the games and what I've experienced, on the PlayStation 3 versus what I've experienced on the Xbox One, I would say the PlayStation 3. But as far as the other stuff you could do with the system, like streaming and all that stuff, that will make me because I know. But has that benefited me any? No, not really. And I can't say the games have blown me away like games that I played on the PlayStation 3 did. So I would say, as far as a game experience, I would have to say the PlayStation 3 because I've had better experiences so far, and I know that's a whole. I'm looking at a whole generation of games versus 2 years. But what I've experienced that's supposed to be next gen on the Xbox One compared to what I experienced on the PlayStation 3 in the same time frame, I think the PlayStation 3 was offering better stuff. You got Uncharted 2 by this time on the PlayStation 3. See what I'm saying? So, well, no, you didn't. Or did you? I might not be right on that. But anyway, I don't know. I think I'd say PlayStation 3 if it's based on games. Be honest. I don't know if I'm answering. I don't think I can be fair with with that question because I already experienced all the good stuff on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 that I wanted. So when I look back at it, I'm thinking of all these great games I played where this system really has been out long enough for me to fairly compare. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you get?
If push came to shove, I would say the PS3.
Okay. Yeah. That's that.
I would say the PS3 because, like like I said, I still got my PS3 and I still sometimes when I'm at GameStop or wherever I'm tempted to pick up a game. I'm like, man, I need to play that game. It's nothing. It's nothing really on the Xbox One or the PS4 that has me, saying, man, I got to get this game, because of this game right here. That just hasn't been anything yet, to spark my interest, and I'm still in looking at the Xbox 360 and the PS3 games. I'm still looking at those games, Man, I need to go back and play this, I didn't have the opportunity to play this, and the games are cheaper, and it, like you said, like John said, they're still making games that remaster games that we played last year. So why would I go and spend $60 on a game that came out last year I can get for $20?
Right, I agree. That I was telling I think I was talking to my wife. I was like, man. Because I was playing The Last of Us on the PlayStation 4 at my cousin's house. And I was like, I was playing the game, I was looking at the game, I was like, this don't look no different than what the PlayStation 3 version looked like. It looked a little better, don't get me wrong, but nothing worth feeling like I should wait until I get the PlayStation 4 to play it. And there's another thing that has never happened to me as a gamer. Like, I've never been the type to go back. Like, once I get the new system, I lose desire for the previous systems. If that, everybody does not like that. I'm like that. Like when I bought the GameCube, the N64 wasn't my thing no more. I was GameCube. I didn't want to play the N64 no more. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the desire to go back and play them games. But I'm gonna be honest, man. I can still turn on the PlayStation 3 and play them games, even though I got the Xbox One here. And don't feel like I'm going back in time.
Nope.
And that's what's crazy to me. Like, there was a time where when you turned on the 64 from the GameCube, you knew you was going back. You knew you was we really left these graphics don't from the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 to the 7th generation, it don't feel like you're really going back. It don't really feel like that to me. It feel like these games can easily pass as PlayStation 4 games. But anyway, go ahead, John. You've been quiet. We can end this here in a second.
Oh no, I already answered.
Yeah. So.
Like, for me, is for me, I don't know. I'm gonna stick on what the. I don't like when I go by myself. It's not just about the games. It's
Mhm.
about what the system's gonna do for me. You know what I'm saying? And
So,
for me,
like, what are you taking advantage of? Like, what features?
the whole snap feature, I can either snap, watch video, and play my game at the same time. I can snap, talk to somebody in the chat, or if I want to at the same time. Um, if I, saying also this the live streaming capabilities. Like now, if I don't feel like hooking up all this stuff in the with doing all this stuff that you gotta do with the computer to get the live streaming up, I can just hit the button and start live streaming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you more talking about? I'm focusing more on the games. You talking about the features, like the
Yeah,
extra stuff beyond the game with the
yeah,
Xbox.
cause like it's like even the different stuff like that can enhance your gameplay. Like it's like matter of fact, I was sitting at work one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just bored. And what game did he get? Oh yeah, he what game was that? I don't know. I think it was maybe it was Bloodborne. It was something. I don't know. He was playing some game. My boy was playing some game. And I was like, you know what? Hit the live stream button. Let me watch it. You know what I'm saying? And so just like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm at work. He at home playing the game, and just like that, I can sit there and watch him play the game.
Yeah, K-Bum did that with me with Second Son. He's like, man, you need to see this. And I was like, well, he's like, I can stream it to you. Get on. What is that?
See, I just got on the PlayStation app.
Okay.
On the PlayStation app on my phone. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting. That's another thing. I was sitting there talking to him, messaging him on the phone, on the place from the PlayStation app to his PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's what,
right. I mean, yeah. In that part, you're right. That does separate it from previous generations. I was just more or less. I guess I'm more or less talking about the actual game. Like, what are we doing in these games that separate?
The games like right as of right now, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. So it was just that's where the thought came from, man. I didn't realize I was watching the 360 game, and when I realized this is 360, I'm like, dude, I literally would not have. If you would told me that was PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, I would have said, yeah, that looks good, and it was the 360. I'm like,
I mean, truth be told, we're not gonna get that. We're not gonna get that no time soon. Like it'll be a couple generations before we get that. Because I mean, even like if you even look at PC to PC to console, yes, there's a difference, but it's not. Oh my god, I gotta stop the game. It's not enough to make people stop buying consoles and go buy PC.
some people would say that's blasphemous. What you just
they can tell you all they want, but the truth to be told is like that's not if the graphics was that big a deal and it was that much more mind blowing. People would stop playing consoles and they would go to PC. But guess what? Paying $1,000, $2,000 is not a big. That game ain't wow enough. Spend $2,000 or $3,000 on the system to boost my graphics all the way up. It's not. It ain't that much wow.
okay.
I can see if it was like if you was in there and we play like if you looked at Batman today versus Batman on the Super Nintendo, that's a wow factor that make you pay some thousands of dollars to go get.
Mm.
But as far as what we getting on the system now versus what they getting on the PC, it's not that much of a wow difference to like where I'm gonna be dropping $2,000 on something.
Nope.
And that's the truth be told. Yes, you can make a gaming PC for $500, but that gaming PC is not gonna be that. You're not getting them top of the line graphics, what you gonna be wowed about. So that's another thing that PC gamers like to, they like they don't tell you that. They say, oh well, you don't have to spend that much money. You can buy. Well, yeah, but that $500 PC is not gonna pump out them graphics like what you put like you showcasing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So don't try to try to play the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, it's not that $500 PC is not pumping them graphics out like that. It just ain't gonna do it. And so. I mean, that's from that standpoint. I don't know.
Basically, if you go on a budget PC, you might as well stick with a console.
You might as well.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it ain't gonna be. It's the headache and all the stuff that comes with PC gaming. It's not that big. The difference is not that big a deal. I have a gaming PC right here, right now, and I don't even touch it no more.
You
You
better
know what
not
I'm saying?
tell somebody else that, boy. You know who I'm. You better not say.
I used to argue with him all the time too. Like, I'm sitting like, okay, it's nice, but it ain't that big a deal. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. It's really, it truly is not. It's not, especially because I'm not a mouse and key. Like, I'm not really good with the mouse and keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
So that part, that would be the main appeal to having a PC game is a mouse and keyboard. And then the next thing will be the graphics.
Yeah, I need a PC for other stuff than gaming. I need it for my music and video
Mm-mm.
stuff like that. But anyway, well, this has pretty much brought us to the end of this
You said you had
podcast.
something to ask me.
Yeah, I forgot. What was
You
we
ain't gonna
talking
do
about at
that.
that time?
I
What was we
don't
talking?
know. I knew you was gonna forget. I started to tell you right now.
Yeah, I should have asked it. I'm trying to think. Uh, I know Live was talking, but I can't remember right now, man. What I was gonna ask you. It was a good one though. I do know that, but it's all good. Um, so basically, we have come to the end of what we have for tonight. We went over a plethora of topics. A lot of talk that wasn't even game related. Might start doing that more often because right now in gaming there is nothing to talk about. People, let's just be real. There is nothing to talk about it outside of the passing of Iwata. Really, there's nothing else really relevant to talk about. But if y'all enjoy what we talked about tonight, leave your comments in the comment section. And I'll let these guys say their last piece, and we'll get out of here, starting with John Shaw.
I don't know, man. It's just gotta watch what you buying, man. It's like 'cause I know we in a drought right now, and people desperate to play something, but it's like watch what you buying because what you buy is a testament to what they're gonna make. And you keep buying these remakes, they're gonna keep making remakes. I mean, it's just how it is. So
Again, they ain't even gotta do nothing but turn up. Actually, all they gotta do is turn back on what they turned off. Be honest,
yeah.
that's all they doing.
It's like and they reaping the benefits of that, and then what at the same time it's like, what are you getting? You getting games that got to be pushed back for years and years and years.
Mm,
Like we're just now starting to get the games that were supposed to be launch games 2 years later. So you just think about that.
right,
So when if you stop buying those remakes and start making them make games, they'll start doing that because they're gonna want to. It's like at the end of the day, people, this is a business. They need to make money. So when you stop buying something, they're gonna try to find what you want, and they're gonna try to give it to you. But if you keep buying what they dishing, then they're gonna keep dishing that because they keep making money off of it.
right.
But other than that, I mean, you
If you
know,
water the plant, it shall grow. That's basically what you're saying. That's what you're saying, man. You feed the birds, they will come back. So,
a
uh,
man is a man and a woman's a woman at the end of the day.
yeah, I told you we went all over the place this one, man. So, Live, what you got to say, bro?
Gamers, we need to wise up. You know, stop buying these remaster games like John said. You know, start being smart with your money. You know,
That's a
if
topic. That's a topic we need to have, man. Being
yeah,
smart consumers. But go ahead. I ain't mean to interrupt.
start being smart with your money. Why would you spend $60 on a game that you played last year and you're gonna get it again? Then you get on YouTube and say, "Man, I want my money back. This was crap." Well, what you thought you was getting? It doesn't make any sense. Stop spending your money on BS and start spending your money on smart decisions that's going to affect us as gamers, down the line. Stop supporting these star studios that's putting, half games out that needs, to be patched up a month here, a month there, 2 weeks here, 3 weeks there. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Start holding these developers' feet to the fire. We pay their salary. They don't pay us. We pay them.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, I can't add much else to that because y'all both knocked it out the park, man. Maybe the next time we get on here, man, we'll talk about, are we smart consumers? When we kind of talked about this already before, but like, even down to like some of us, and I know this might sound questionable to some people who listen to this podcast, but even down to the amiibos. Are we just? I don't know about you guys, and I ain't gonna ask this question here. I'll ask this next week. Is amiibos? I know it's successful, but is it? Is it something
What is it doing? I still don't get it.
That's what I'm saying. Like we'll pick this up next week. And I know, but I do. I won't front and sit here and lie and act like I'm not kind of mesmerized by why amiibos are selling like they're selling and people buying 20 and 30 amiibos. And I'm trying.
Collectors. I don't think I'm collectors.
I know some collect, but some people just doing it, and I don't think it's really got nothing to do with collection. So I don't know. I don't know if we've been smart with our money. To each his own, but there might be something we can talk about next week, man. With that being said, this is Level with Live and Level Gamers podcast. Sounding out to the next time. Everyone, deuces.
Peace.
Peace.